Why do we fall, Bruce? So we can learn to pick ourselves up.
Son of a bitch. Alright. Sometimes in life you take things for granted. You hear something explained to you in school, public school, and that sticks in your head and it becomes a thing. You never really use the words empathy and sympathy a whole lot. They're just kind of a given state for most people. You kind of expect that people can understand the emotions and feelings of others, unless they're a psychopath, but then that's when the word comes into play. When you run into a psychopath and you go, man, fucker just doesn't have any empathy. Nevertheless, I understand the definitions now. Empathy is when you can feel other people's emotions and understand them, and sympathy is when you feel bad for somebody. Fuck. So, there are going to be some things here where I think by the end of this, I think we're gonna be at that agree to disagree point. I don't think anybody's gonna change anybody's mind, but I think things will get worked out with this. There have been responses to the video. I'm going to read some of them. I think I've got a better empathy of the motives behind the comments. Now, I have a better understanding of what the guy was trying to say originally, and I think I have a better understanding of the subject now. Yeah, we're only 2 videos in, and I fucking decided to look up the definition because it confused me, and I was confused, and I don't know. I was just talking out my ass because I was confused, because that's what I do. Now I'm all sorts of educated and shit. So here we go. Oh man, privilege doesn't apply to every individual in a group. It refers to groups in general. Now, no. I just don't see that. My argument there still stands. I've never been given anything because I was white. Never been given anything because I was a man. Not to my knowledge. I've earned everything. That's what I'm saying. Privileges do apply to individuals. They don't apply to groups. At least they shouldn't. It's illegal. A lot of your success is carried over from previous generations. Fucking no. No! My grandparents didn't leave my parents shit. So no. None of it's carried over from previous generations. That's very rare. Like, you're looking at the people at the top level, man. Old money. That's the term. Old money. That isn't white people. Like, everybody's ancestors lived during the Jim Crow era, but that doesn't fucking mean that they prospered from it in any way at all. My parents didn't get shit from their grandparents. I'm probably not going to get shit from my parents. So, where's my privilege? And there's a lot of us saying that. A lot of us. Everybody who doesn't come from old money. Everybody you know. And you. Oh my God. Anyways, if your grandparents were part of legalized segregation, it's going to have an impact on your life today. Yeah, they were a part of it. Because they were alive. That's it. My grandmother didn't work. Either of them. My one grandfather, I believe, I don't even fucking know what he did, but he didn't leave my dad anything. And my other grandfather was in World War II. He was a tank commander, and he worked for Goodrich, built tires. What? And that's the thing. A lot of people have those stories. Not a lot of people prospered from those situations. About as many people that are prospering from any situation right now. Unless you count the internet. That's a lot of fucking people. Now we're talking that level. It all winds up... Dude, it's all degrees of separation. You can trace back any one person's lineage to one single individual that was born in Africa. So you can trace back any person's success and finally wind up, if you dig farther enough and deep enough, see this comes from some nasty shit. What does that fucking prove? Not a goddamn thing. There has to be a tangible benefit. Point out mine or anybody else's. It's ridiculous. When people talk about leveling the playing field, they typically mean access to better education. Everybody needs that. Everybody needs that. Yeah, black people need it more. But if you're a driven go-getter, you're going to find it some way. Whether it be independently reading books or whatever else. Just because school is a thing that I think is necessary and everybody should go to doesn't mean it's your only option. And it's the successful ones that figure that out. Not the white ones, or the black ones, or the Asian ones, or the Latin ones. The successful ones. If the majority of people who happen to belong to a particular race are born into poverty, sequestered into a poor area, and go to a shitty school funded by the catch area, I don't know, you can damn well guarantee that odds are stacked against them. Yeah, life's fucking tough. You have to put in work. Some people have to put in more work than others. But you know what I've generally found? The people that are forced to put in really hard work wind up like Oprah. Really fucking successful. They wind up terribly driven. Because they don't want to live in that life. And it becomes their whole focus. Through sorrow and misery, that kind of pressure, diamonds are formed. It's how it works, man. Pain is a part of life. And you can have pain be something that cripples you, or you can have pain be something that creates you. The successful ones get created. Where was I? Now, born to fail is an emotive exaggeration, but you cannot deny the disadvantages that are out of their control. Damn right, there's a lot of disadvantage outside of a lot of people's fucking control. So? Now when I make the argument, I'm not saying that blacks shouldn't be put into prison for crimes, be given money. I'm saying that structurally, things can be done to alleviate the problem at their roots, improving things for coming generations. Yeah, they can. The whole snitches get stitches thing can be thrown out. The whole gang thing can be thrown out. All these things make shit better. You see what I'm saying? Not all white people have a goddamn thing to do with it. Not most white people have a goddamn thing to do with it. A lot of black people have something to do with it. Just saying. And it's not something that's going to happen in 50 years. You're improving things for coming generations. You hit the nail on the head there. They're improving things for coming generations. How many years did it take for white people to get where they are in this country? 200? Yeah, you can speed things along, sure. You can make discrimination illegal. Check. And you can work on trying to teach people are people. And should be treated as people. And equally as people. There you go. Like that's what you can do. But you can't force people to do fucked up shit. But we'll get into that. And then you sent me a link to a Wikipedia thing. Social mobility. Got it. I know what that is. Just re-listen to the video. I think the bit that irked me was your soldier analogy. Yeah. That irks me now too. You should only have empathy for the soldier and that he should have no empathy for you. My point was you can empathize with those better off than you too. It's not a power oppressive thing. Yeah, you're right. You talk about empathy like it's pity. That's closer to sympathy. That's where I got it confused. When people talk about the importance of empathy, it isn't to garner sympathy. It's to further understand the feelings of other people so that you can better understand them and their thoughts and motives. And I'm fine with that when that's what it is. But when I'm told about all these dreamers, and I should have sympathy or empathy for all these dreamers, I have empathy for them. It must suck to live life as a criminal. That's why I didn't run here illegally. And that's why if I found out that I was here illegally, I'd make the goodwill gesture to try and come in legally, whatever that may take. I don't know. Maybe I'm a rare type of person. But I can have empathy for somebody and think that the way that they're handling it now is fucking stupid. You can't walk in someplace and demand shit when you're not really a legal citizen. It's kind of asinine. Perhaps you don't know that that happened, but it did. I did a video on it. Yeah, man, like, it's used in that way. Empathy. You should have empathy for the dreamers. You should have empathy for black people. You should empathize with their situation. It's not their fault that they commit so many crimes. That shit is said. Like, I'm not alluding to things that have never happened. It's happened for a long time now. I don't understand where you've been. Whatever. There's arguments made. I think that there's an argument to be made against a growing victim culture, but the think tank video didn't even come close to activating for very true. It didn't come close to advocating for victimhood. And we'll get to that in a second. It was just two separate sayings that you should try and listen to others and empathize with them. How quickly you made them out to be arguing for some extreme left ideology says more about you than the people you're imagining. It does. We'll get to that in a second. And then I made some replies. I made some stupid replies. Alright, well, I haven't heard of this channel. I haven't read this one yet. I don't seek out content I disagree with for the sake of it. Well, there you go. That's a problem. They barely even got political, if I recall. No, they didn't. And they said it helps you understand another's argument so that you can reason with them better. It does. There's not much discourse between the right and the left, so I'd argue it's an admirable thing to say. It is. Considering how much the rest of it was non-offensive drivel. Yeah. Point is, he took one word from the video, defined it differently. Yeah, I did. Find a situation and derived all this manipulation and intention from the people using it. I did, but it still fits. Hold on. I think that with some empathy, you could tell that here's where it gets salty, and it's well deserved. I'll fucking take my licks. I think that with some empathy, you could tell that the think tank are just not super bright and meant well with their statement. And I do acknowledge that. And we're getting to that. I don't see evidence of it being weaponized. That was the direction / spin you wanted to take your video in because that's something you feel. Very true. Instead of masking your views as funny, lighthearted video commentaries, why not just stand on your soapbox and tell us all how the left are bringing down Western civilization, a la Sargon. Sorry, had to tooth it out and I'm feeling rough. I do empathize, man. I get it. I get it. I was very dumb. I understand. We're getting to it. Alright, here we go. A straw man, here's where we get the definition of straw man. Straw man is a fallacy where you interpret an argument, reinterpret an argument, and misrepresent the opposition. And he extrapolated a bunch of things that the think tank video never even said so that he could argue against them. True. I'm not going to turn over my house, my car, my paycheck just because the person has it rough. No one said he should. False. That has nothing to do with empathy, as if having empathy should override your individual rights. Alright, now, here's the thing. This is my style. I have a nuanced style. I'm sorry about that. It's just my way. I chose the think tank video because it brought up the topic of empathy. Purely for that reason. That's why I said in the beginning of the video that I didn't really want to get into a big, huge, deep subject. I wanted to play around and have fun. So I was going to poke at the dummies and laugh at kind of some of the silly things that they said and the way they said them. And we laughed about the earth heating up until everything froze at once and floods. And we laughed about all that stuff because I wanted to have a good time. There was extenuating circumstances. I wasn't in the mood to get into anything really deep. But I did want to get into a deep subject. It brought up empathy. And I wanted to talk about empathy because I wanted to talk about empathy. And that was the reason why I stopped the think tank video after they brought up the subject of empathy. And then I vamped out that for, I don't even know, 5-10 minutes, something like that. And then I wrapped up and I was done. Now, I never said the think tank said any of the things I said. I said people on the left. I think of the think tank as people on the left because they're associated with the Young Turks. And the Young Turks are very much people on the left. And many think tank videos that I've done in the past have very left-leaning fucking shit in them. So it fit because they're leftists. But I wasn't exactly addressing them completely. I was addressing the people who are adding to the problem, right? Now, those people are the people like the good people at reparations.com. Perhaps you don't know about reparations.com, but it's a website that's set up so that very empathetic white people can give money, cars, houses for the weekend, whatever it is that black people need. And it's purely based on that, right? The cool thing is there is a loophole. All you have to do is identify as black, so we're all kind of in. But nevertheless, it's a thing set up so that white people who pity black people can give them stuff. And I think it's disgusting on very many levels. I really, really do. And that was what I was referencing when I made that statement. Now, granted, somebody who hasn't been watching my channel for a long time maybe wouldn't understand that's what I'm talking about. I did a video about that in the past. But, nevertheless, a lot of the people in my audience are educated as to the things that are going on. Perhaps you don't know. Not a failing on your part. Honestly, it's probably better your way. But, nevertheless, these things are known. These things are known about. Lots of people know about these things. And those are the kind of people that I'm targeting. That's kind of my audience, right? So, I fully admit, fucked up on the definition, fucked up on the understanding of the word empathy. But nevertheless, my argument still stands. People use empathy as a weapon to make people feel for people, to try and change their mind on the situation. You should use trans people's pronoun. You should have empathy to somebody using the wrong pronoun for you. I have more than that. I have sympathy. I've experienced it myself. People have called me a girl before, but I'm a big boy, and I fucking walked on. Right? So, to try and use my empathy, sympathy, whatever, to try and force me to use certain language, that's a weapon. The Dreamers thing, I already went over that. That's a weapon. What you did when you said that for me to have empathy for black people, it would be forcing me to acknowledge that some of them are born to fail. That's a weapon, dude. You're using that as a weapon. You're trying to change my mind on a subject. You're trying to convince me that this whole privilege thing actually is a real thing that actually affects people. No, I think of it very much like the patriarchy. It's a thing people have made up in their mind to explain why they want shit for free. Sorry, dude. Life takes work. It takes hard fucking work. No matter where you start, it takes hard fucking work. Because no matter what, if you're on the bottom, hopefully you're trying to get to the top. That takes hard work. And it's a lot fucking harder than starting at the top, where you're still working hard to stay at the top. Like, it all takes hard work. Donald Trump doesn't just sit at home all day, before he was president. He doesn't just sit at home all day. He goes into the office all day because he's trying to stay at the top. He's been at the bottom. He's gone bankrupt before. Probably wasn't fun. So he didn't want to do that again. So he busts his fucking ass. It takes hard work to succeed, no matter where you are. Oprah Winfrey busted her ass, got where she was. LeBron James busted his ass, got where he was. Carson, the fucking dude that ran for president, busted his ass, get where he was. World known neurosurgeon, right? That's not an easy field. It's brain surgery, right? So there's a lot of black people succeeding. And there's a lot of systems set up for black people to succeed. Sports. If you have any sort of physical talent at all, I encourage you to try and go into sports. But you gotta work hard. Gotta hit the gym every day. Gotta hit the court. Gotta hit the field. whatever it may be. Hard work. You're not going to just get it because you're black. But there's a damn good chance you're going to get it over a white guy because you're black. Just saying. I agree. I agree totally. I mixed up sympathy and empathy. My bad. I totally get it. But my argument still stands. Empathy still being used as a weapon. If you don't see it, it's because this is the first political video you've ever watched. Well, this would be like the third political video you've ever watched, but nevertheless, you get my point. Like, you should learn more about what's going on in the world, man. Just saying. This used to be me. A sad, sad puppy. No food in the fridge, holes in my pillowcase, and all out of... Recently, things have been going great. You all have helped me out a lot. Now I have a fridge full of takeout, new pillowcases, and let's be honest, I'm never out of... But the reason that things have changed around for me like that is because I've had a lot of pressure taken off of me for buying stuff for making videos for you guys. You guys helped me buy a new capture box when my old one broke. You helped me buy a new PC when the other one turned into poop. And you helped me get to Perfect Circle concerts so that I could share that experiences with you guys. Recently I've kind of had to change the way I do things, but I found another way. You can find me on Maker's Support. I'll have a link in the description, and if you'd like to donate money to keep this sort of thing going, then that's where you can do it. Thank you very much. Have a good day. I hope you have fun. Bye.